Good morning, everybody listening, and let's kick off straight away. You would have seen that there have already been quite a few fines and warnings coming out from the FSCA this year. They are not sitting still. So they have imposed an administrative penalty of an enormous 710,000 Rand on QuickTrade Pty Limited, following serious compliance failures uncovered during an inspection. So QuickTrade failed to comply with multiple provisions of the Financial Intelligence Centre Act. At the center of the findings was a deficient risk management and compliance program, or RMCP. Now, we all know that accountable institutions have to develop and implement a comprehensive program. Many cases this is in place, but the framework failed to clearly demonstrate how it would meet the obligations of making sure that they identify risks and report them. One of the things they did not do was they did not properly establish or verify the identities of clients, failed to obtain information on source of funds, did not adequately assess business activities, ownership structures, or control arrangements, and that was a failing in customer due diligence in terms of certain sections of the FIC Act. They also failed to report aggregate cash transactions that exceeded the reporting threshold. So before they changed the FIC Act in 2022, institutions were required to report multiple cash transactions by the same client that together exceeded 25,000 within a defined period, and QuickTrade did not comply with this requirement. Now, this penalty, once again, like all the others that we've seen last year, and I'm pretty sure that it's just going to ramp up going forward, sends a clear message from the regulator. Compliance with anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing laws is not optional, and failures in governance and controls carry real consequences. It's not enough just to have your plan in place. You also have to prove that you're actually doing what you're saying you're going to do. And I think that's the most important. Then in the consumer advisory space, the FSCA has got a consumer advisory panel that is compiled of people who are consumers. You've got people like Maya Fisher-French, journalists, other people who work in not-for-profits, who have access to consumer advice and who works with consumer advisory matters all the time. And they are a panel that helps the FSCA in speaking the voice of the people, if I can call it that, versus just listening to financial planners and people in the financial sector. So these 11 members have done quite a good job from November 2023 to March 2025 to help the FSCA to make decisions and work on the projects that they are busy with. Now, this week they have put out an annual report for the first time, and this report highlights several key consumer issues that the panel has actively raised and discussed with the regulator. These include growing concerns around financial influencers, or finfluencers as we call them, and the regulatory challenges posed by the increasing presence on social media. The use of AI in financial services was also discussed. We all know that that is also a relevant issue in the financial sector. And other issues raised includes access to and affordability of banking and payment products, as well as questions around the effectiveness of consumer education initiatives in a rapidly changing financial environment. So the panel's work supports the broader commitment of the FSCA to fair customer treatment and building a financial sector that works in the best interests of all South Africans. So that is actually a fairly interesting report to read. And then the last comment that I want to make today is, what can we expect on Wednesday, the 25th of February, in Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana's 2026 budget speech? Economists say expectations are firmly anchored around stability rather than bold policy shifts. Also, doesn't seem that there are going to be any big surprises, according to economists, in the raising of VAT, for example, like we did last year. Although the country's balance sheet has strengthened somewhat, government remains under pressure to achieve a primary budget surplus and contain rising public debt. Economist Andre Roux from Stellenbosch Business School said that the budget remains a delicate balancing act with economic and fiscal discipline competing against political considerations. Overall, the message looks like it might be no major surprises. Cautious fiscal management and difficult trade-offs in an already constrained economic environment. If you are a member of the FPI, you would have received the invitation to our budget review for Thursday morning. It is free to all our registered members, all our professional members, also all candidates and students that are on our system. So the invites have gone out already. We will have Ronald King, Ronald Matande, and Stefan de Wet discussing the changes and how it will influence the financial planner and what you must know after the budget speech. So please join us for that. And then also our annual refresher registrations are still open. We have got a serious lineup of people who are going to lift your technical knowledge. That is what annual refresher is for. We make sure that you are up to date with all the changes and everything that is happening in financial planning. There are 3 in-person events, one in Cape Town, one in Pretoria, one in Johannesburg, and then also an online event that you can attend. So go have a look at www.fpi.co.za. Under events, it is listed there. Please join us for annual refresher.